Welcome back to Art of Awakening. My name is Ona Christie, and today I'm going to talk about the Lion's Gate portal. We're coming up into a new month, a new actual galactic year that we're starting. The month of August coming up, and what is known as the Lion's Gate portal. In this video, I'm going to talk about just introduce what is the Lion's Gate portal, why is it significant, and how can you make the most out of this time of really, really strong energy. Also, I'll be doing a spirit animal reading around the Lion's Gate and the month of August. So first, what is the Lion's Gate? Well, it's an astrological event that happens every August 8th, and it's an alignment of our sun with the star Sirius. And Sirius is connected a lot with lion energy, okay, with this big cat kind of energy. It's also happening when the sun is in the sign of Leo, okay, which is also, this big lion energy. All right, so we're dealing with big cat energy. And as a spirit animal, the big cats are interesting because they combine independence with a lot of power, okay? And so the Lion's Gate has a lot to do when its significance psychologically on individuals and on the collective is on autonomy, okay? It's on developing the self-awareness, all these things that go into self-empowerment. So this year, I wanted to get a little bit clearer in my own mind about the Lion's Gate and why, the significance of that, how I can work with these energies. And since in my work, I do a lot of work with the Akashic Records, I decided to go into the records and ask about this. And so I'm going to share a little bit about what I was given, and keep in mind that this is this is like my records that I went into, but I think a lot of it is pertinent to the collective. So I'm going to share some of those parts. And it's telling me that the Lion's Gate is a portal that allows your senses to expand into a new dimension. It's a portal for growth and expansion of the conscious mind into a new instar of awareness. And they use this word instar, which when we're dealing with like butterflies and caterpillars, an instar is like the between the shed times, right? So the caterpillar will shed and then go into a new instar, which is a larger expanded version of itself. Okay, so it's telling us that this portal of time here is a time in which we can start to expand into a higher version of ourselves, or a larger version of ourselves. It's a point in the cycle, it says, of apparent time when things are at their most expansive, and they're saying when seals are easily broken, okay? So they're saying it's a time where we can break long-lasting cycles and patterns and pave the way for new growth. Okay, so new levels of consciousness. It's also a birthing of abundance. Okay, so Lion's Gate does have a lot to do with abundance. Okay, it's manifesting energy right here. And it's a good time to take action to initiate abundance. It's a time of power. Okay, so this is a time where seeds have been sown, or, we can sow new seeds at this time too. But especially, if you've been working to set the tone for new things to come into your life, this is a really good time to take action on that. So what's the significance of this in this year, particularly 2020? Well, when I asked about that, they told me that this is an opening of the floodgate of human consciousness. Okay, so this is they said expect widespread confusion and wonder as many begin to experience shifts of consciousness into awakening. I think this is something most of us are aware of if we've been kind of on this awakening path for a while. If you're new to this, know that if you're starting to see number synchronicities, spirit animals, strange things happening, synchronicities in your life, then know that this is going to be more and more seen, okay? More and more, it's going to become more normal for everybody to start experiencing these. And it can be really disorienting at first. It's like, what is happening? Why is the world so strange? Why are all these things lining up? And know that as you begin to take command over your own mind, your own body, your own, spiritual health and your emotions, that these things will start lining up for you rather than being a confusing mess of things. Okay. But when it first starts to happen, it can feel very, very out of control. Okay, so the encouragement here, in order to make the most of this energy for yourself and also for the collective, is to, especially, they were really, really clear on envision a bright future, okay? Because if you think about how we manifest things, it starts with clarity of vision. And I have a business background, so successful business people, they'll typically start with the results that they want and then plan to that. Manifesting in alignment with spirit it's very similar in the way that we do want to start to envision an ideal world, okay, for ourselves, for the collective. That is super important to keep that vision right here in your third eye, right here, in the top of your mind. But we can't always dictate exactly how it's going to happen. That's where we need to work and kind of give ourselves up to spirit. Just know that when we really focus on what it is we want, that's what we tend to manifest. We manifest what we focus on, okay? And so they're telling me that what we focus on will manifest with increasing rapidness over the coming months. So we're welcoming in some energies that are really going to assist in accelerating manifestation, okay? But it's really super important to cultivate awareness around your thoughts and emotions and maintain the focus on those things that belong in a blessed reality, okay? Because what we focus on, we manifest. And if we're focused on stuff that we don't want in our lives, if we're focusing on problems, if we're focusing on the craziness out in the world, if we're focusing on fears, if we're constantly thinking about, oh no, what if I get the virus? What if, what if, that's what we're going to start to see more of. So we want to really, we need to be aware of these things, okay, and take actions, whatever is appropriate, but we want to really be focused on, the ideal reality that we're wanting to bring in, okay? So they're telling me it's a battle of wills, right? What do you really want for yourself? What do we really want as a collective, okay? Imagine that and keep imagining it, meditate on it, feel it, bring in the emotions, okay? Focus on that. Feed it with your thoughts and emotions, because your thoughts and emotions are really nourishment, for creation, for what we're creating. And so be mindful of what you're feeling, what you're feeding, right? You're feeding with your feelings. Stay in charge of what is yours, okay? And so the last thing I'm going to mention about this is that I'm being encouraged a lot to consider the idea of a magic circle, right? And drawing around ourselves, whatever the circle of protection or the circle of magic. And by magic, I don't mean, pulling rabbits out of the hats or whatever. It just means consciously working with the energy, working with consciousness, working with the mind, working with our thoughts, working with our emotions in order to begin to call in what it is that we want in our lives. The beautiful things, okay, the things that bring in peace and harmony, and to have utter faith that these things are here for us, that we can bring them into our lives. It does work, and that is the birthright for all of us, right? We do deserve to be happy and free. Okay, so join me in just a sec and we'll do a reading for the Lionsgate portal of 2020, along with the month of August 2020. Okay, so I really like to use multiple decks for these readings, but I just moved to a new house, and so my decks are in a box somewhere. If you've ever moved, you probably can relate. And so what I'm going to do is I just got this new batch of spirit animal cards. These are my own deck from a new publisher that I'm using. I'm real happy with this. As you can see, if you already own this deck, it's got the box is now fitting the deck, so it fits real snugly. It doesn't crush as easily, and just kind of showing you what it looks like as it comes out of the box. Comes with a little guidebook. I tell you some spreads here. A few of my favorite spreads, and just basically how to use the cards. I'm very slowly working on, eventually I'll come out with a book with all of the animals and the meanings and so forth in them. In the meantime, I've got a lot of those links to those either blog posts or videos on the animals that I can put below. It's a page on my site that just kind of tells you where to go. I don't have all the animals written up or videoed yet, but I'm working on it bit by bit. And so, by the way, I just want to thank everybody who has purchased a deck. It did enable me to upgrade the cards. And if you have an older version, don't worry, because I didn't put any new cards in this deck. It was just a kind of redoing. I just made slight edits to a few of them. So I do like this kind of style of card because it is real easy to shuffle even right out of the box. Alrighty, so here we go, and I am calling in light to assist in giving us a highest truth and highest best guidance for the upcoming Lionsgate and for the month of August. I've been instructed to use kind of a circle. Okay, this first card is B, and like I said, not B, but like the Lionsgate is really about abundance. It's about industry too, right? Taking action on what you do. And we always think of the busy bee. Remember that part of the busyness of the bee is to rest, and that bees will actually rest. They're not busy 24/7, but they are very, very efficient in what they do, and they are very, very good communicators. Okay, so bees are constantly communicating with each other, and part of taking action on what you want to do to manifest a blessed reality is to communicate in ways that and to start to collaborate with other people, right? No bee can do it alone, but working together, they can create a lot of sweetness. Spider is the next one. Spider's coming up as a challenger here. Okay, and Spider can... Spider has a lot to do with entanglements, right? So this is just a looking out for, even as we're looking for people to collaborate with and stuff, be mindful of your own energy and be mindful of not getting sucked into somebody else's issues, somebody else's problems, even somebody else's projects sometimes that may be worthwhile, but make sure that it's not taking away too much energy from your own agenda, right? We all have something that our own life purpose and our own projects that we're really called to do, and it is easy to be such a helping person that we kind of never have time for our own projects. I'm going to flip this spider around so that we start to be mindful also of the very powerful side of spider. Spider is something that an energy, if you can think of giving up your crap, right, to giving up your crap. So thinking of what the spider does is she eats kind of icky stuff, right? And she turns it into a beautiful web. So it's creating, right? So it's where can you draw inspiration from or strength from your experiences, or, things that might come up that aren't so fun, and spin them into something beautiful. Find the positive that you can create out of any negative experience. Okay, so third card. We're going to have 8 cards all together in this circle. And this is the third card. Also coming up as a challenger is dog. Okay, we all know that dogs have a wonderful, wonderful qualities. They're very loyal. Sometimes that loyalty can become a burden, though. Okay, so where are you being overly loyal, overly devoted? Make sure that your first devotion always goes to spirit, goes to light, goes to, God consciousness, whatever you want to call it, right? Our first loyalty always goes to God, to spirit, to source. Next in line is ourself, right? Because we can't really help others unless we're online and really helping ourselves. And then is the time to, and we always, of course, we want to be loyal and helpful to those around us, and but put it into the proper perspective. Card, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Here's the next one, Tiger. Okay, and Tiger is definitely coming up as an ally. This is that big cat energy. This is the empowered self. This is the power of your higher self. Okay, so feel free to roar this month. Okay, feel free to express yourself in ways that express your own power. This does not mean running rampant over other people. Remember, this is coming up as an ally, and it does mean to, sing your truth, to enjoy and exalt in being the beautiful, powerful being that you are. Next one coming up also as an ally, and the reason it's upside down here is because it is a circle here, right? Next one is rabbit. Okay, rabbit, super creative animal. I'm just going to show you the card here. Super creative, fertility, abundance. That's one of its great superpowers. But rabbit is also very agile, right? So this month and through the Lion's Gate here, they're very alert, aware, but they'll also really respond quickly. Okay, so this can be perhaps a good time right now to to really take action and to act on it, right? To and if you see an opportunity, jump on it, right? Or if you see something that really doesn't feel right, jump away from it. So rabbit is... Okay, so next here on the list, next card is going to be bison. Bison lends a little bit of stability here, okay? To rabbits, it's a nice counterbalance to rabbit. They're both they can be very grounded, right? Rabbit is, we think of rabbit as very sacral and also root chakra, okay? It can come up as a challenger for root. Here it's coming up as an ally, but bison also extremely grounded, okay? So, and it also reminds us to give thanks, it reminds us of the abundance that is all around us. Okay, so don't forget, even though sometimes when we are in the midst of manifesting something, it just like we don't see the results yet, and we can get very nervous, okay, about that. So bison's just reminding us that just stay true to your path, stay solid, okay, stay grounded, and we're going to start seeing that flow of abundance. It doesn't always come in right away, okay? So, and again, the whole idea of circles of magic, the bison creating the circle around their young. So protecting that which you are nurturing, okay? Holding true to that. Here's the next one, wolf. And wolf coming up as a challenger. Challenge side of wolf is just kind of this winning at any cost, right? And so this is a delicate balance always, right? Especially when we're dealing with autonomy and with, creating what you want to create and following your own path and exalting in your own power. We always want to be mindful that we're not just becoming ruthless in that process. I'm going to turn wolf around too to become an ally, and we can call on wolf for leadership abilities, right? For protecting that which is important. The human family. Okay, wolf has a lot to do with family, but think in terms of maybe not just your own family, but the whole family of humanity, and just being mindful of what we do when we're really in alignment with our higher self. It benefits everybody, as well as just keeping all of humanity in your prayers right now at this time of great change. Next card coming up. Okay, I have a couple of these blank cards in the deck. These are meant to, you can use them in several ways. You can either draw in the animal of your choice here if it's not in the deck, or you can intuit an animal, or you can just toss it aside and pick another card, right? The animal that's coming forward for me right now, just immediately in mind, is lizard. Again, that is coming up as a challenger. Challenging side of lizard is just the lizard brain, right? And I think this is echoing what came up with wolf, but in a little bit different way. Lizard brain is this kind of reactive, okay? So letting your emotions just take charge, okay? And just reacting to things instead of actually feeling into, okay, what am I being guided to do? Okay, so turn it around here. If we want to turn that around and work with maybe a higher aspect of lizard, an ally, to turn the lizard into an ally, how can we turn our lizard brain into an ally? That is the crux of the matter, really. I mean, that's how we work with that, is by being very, very aware. Okay, and if you think of a chameleon that can move its eyes in all directions independently, okay, it's super, super important right now to just be aware of everything that you're feeling, especially be aware of emotions as they come up, and always check in. If you're feeling like taking action based on an emotion, is this an emotion that's worth acting on? Okay, is this an emotion that's based in fear, that's not like, if you see a truck barreling down on you, of course you want to act out of fear and move, right? Okay, but if and it can be real tricky, okay, because some of these things that, yes, we've got a virus going around, yes, it's serious, but am I feeling fear around that, and is it prompting me to take action that actually makes sense, or is it prompting me to thoughtlessly do things out of fear that are not actually in your highest good, right? So it's asking for thought. Okay, it's flipping that lizard into the higher ability to think. Okay, and I'm going to draw one more out of here. Okay, skunk. It's coming up as a challenger. Okay, this is going to be the theme for this Lionsgate for this August. And the challenging side of the skunk is, it's like, can be passive aggressive, and it can be just kind of really a stink bomb, right? So just keep in mind everything that we went through here and all the things that maybe came up as challengers. Remember how we flip them over, and we can always, every archetype, every energy can be spinning in a positive direction or a negative direction. So when we become aware of something that has the potential to spin in a negative direction, we can consciously flip that around. Okay, higher side of skunk is a lot of it's so much about respect, and it's about really walking in confidence, having respect for yourself, having respect for others, and above all, having respect for source. Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. And if you'd like more, then please do subscribe, like, and share, because this is really, I think, an important juncture in time. And if it's resonated with you, and if you feel others can benefit, I would love if you would share. It would mean a lot to me. Your likes, comments, and subscribes also do too. And so have a lovely, lovely month. Have fun during this Lionsgate. Manifest something wonderful. And we'll catch you again soon.